Hey, I just wanted to take a second because, guys, I know we're going through some scary times right now. I want to make sure that that you and your loved ones, that you guys are all safe and that you're just taking care of each other. And you know what? We're going to get through this. It's not going to last forever. Oh yeah, today we are talking budget Bestech. Now, not just any. This is going to be a list of my top 10 favorites. So, guys, we got a lot to look at. Let's do this. Hey, how you doing? If this is your first time here, hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Jay. Now consider clicking on that subscribe if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. Now, just in case if you do see like anything that you like here today in the video, there will be links to buy down in the description below to either Amazon or White Mountain Knives. Starting off with number 10, this is a knife that's actually on loan to me, well, from one of my subscribers. Harry, if you're watching, thank you so much, and it is the Bestech Hornet. I'm really glad that I got to get my hands on one of these because, to be honest with you, I just didn't think that there was anything here that I would like. But it's weird. I shouldn't like this knife, but I actually kind of do. And I think a couple of the reasons for that is, well, the first one being the action. It has probably the best action out of any Bestech I've ever handled. And of course you get the multiple deployment options. So you got a flipper tab here, or you can do the thumb hole, if I can find it. Yep, do the middle finger flick, and it's comfortable. The grip is actually like really ergonomic. Just a couple things that I don't like, and the first one, well, you can just pretty much tell just by looking at this thing that it's gonna be heavy, and it is. You're looking at about 5.4 ounces. What's that? About 155 grams. So yeah, it's a little bit on the heavy side. The pocket clip, not a fan. It is. Well, first, it's pretty darn. It sits shallow, and it's going to be just the one position, tip up for righties, no lefty love. And it just looks like, I don't know, this clip, it just looks like it doesn't belong on this knife. It looks like it was meant for something else. All right, at the 9 spot, we have this is the Toucan, or depending on where you live, Toucan. What I like about here, there's a couple things. The blade edge. It's pretty versatile because you can see you're getting like a recurve, and then you're getting the benefits of some belly there as well. I love this really wide blade profile. The action it's pretty good. It's not the best out of all of them, but it's pretty good. Drop shut with a couple shakes. The handle it's actually kind of comfortable. You can use this as a forward finger choil if you choke up, and you get the multiple deployment options. So you can either use the flipper tab, or you can use the thumb hole. What don't I like? Well, the first one is going to be the pocket clip, because it is just it's one position. Nothing for us lefties. That's one thing I never really understood, is when you have a pocket clip like this, why some manufacturers feel the need to have it recessed within, and it makes sense for a fold over clip, but not really for one like this. And my last gripe is going to be that back spacer. While it does, it looks pretty good. It's one of the reasons that this thing weighs about 5.3 ounces or 150 grams. Without it, I'm pretty sure it'd be lighter. At number 8, we have the Scimitar, and this knife is it's like a trailing point version of another Bestech knife, the Paladin. Yeah, these two really do share quite a few design features. But what I like about this knife is going to be, well, first the action. The action with this big blade is really, really good. You can see a couple light shakes and she drops closed. Check out this pocket clip. Look at that, nice deep carry, kind of a fold over clip. Unfortunately, no, it is not switchable for us lefties. It has nested liners, which I always appreciate because that just helps to keep like the bulkiness. It gives it like a slimmer type build, and we also have just a super comfortable handle design. Just a couple things that I don't like about it. The first one is going to be, and you know, it's pretty minor, but it's this jimping it's not even really useful, because the scales here, they end up being just a little bit taller than the thumb ramp. So yeah, it's like it's not even there. And lastly, the blade shape. I'm just not a huge fan of the trailing points. Now at number 7, we have a knife. If there was any knife out there that was so appropriately named, it would be this one. Yeah, the Swordfish, because this is just, it's huge. And so of course you get a ton, I mean, you get a ton of some nice usable edge. The action, look at that. I mean, it takes just barely a shake and she drops right shut. Really, really good action. I love that. The weight, 4.6 ounces, which is about 131 grams. And I think that is really, that's really good considering how large this knife is. I mean, this is a 4-inch blade. And there's really only one thing that I don't like about this knife. I mean, other than the fact that it is, you know, just not the most practical. But the pocket clip really is my only gripe, and I just kind of wish this was a deep carry. But then again, now that I think about it, you know, with a knife that has a 5-inch handle like this one does, you know, it's gonna take up quite a bit of room in the pocket. So maybe having it right here is good. And for number 6, I chose this is the Paladin. And what I like here is, well, basically this is just it's like a beefed up version of the Scimitar without, you know, without that trailing or upswept point. They even weigh exactly the same amount, if you can believe that, this and the Scimitar. I do like the Paladin though just a little bit more because of the handle design. I kind of prefer when it's pretty much just like a straight spine on that handle. The blade shape, I do like this blade. Now I know it does look like a trailing point, but it is not. And it has way better jimping than the Scimitar. So what don't I like? Well, there's just really one thing, and it's kind of a major issue. And I want to show you, so you see where the edge termination point right there, and then that tip, you can feel that, at least I can, when the knife is closed. So if I rub my finger here, yeah, I can catch it right on that. And it actually, it cut me during my review. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put up a link up there in the corner to that video. So if you click on that icon, it'll take you there and you can see for yourself. So minimally, you might want to take just a little bit of sandpaper and probably just knock off that corner, and that should fix the problem. At number 5, we have, this is a knife that probably is one of the most underrated, unpopular budget Bestechs, and this is the Spike. What do I like about this one? Well, quite a few things actually. First being the steel. I know it's kind of an odd choice and I wasn't expecting it, but this is it's 12C27. Yeah, it's Sandvik steel. So it's just a nice change of pace from the D2, that's all. The action, did you just see that though? The action is ridiculously good. Now this is my second one of these knives. The first one had the black scales. The action on that one was just as good. So something about this design makes, God, is that just insanely good. So if you want like a Bestech with great action, but you know, you don't want a knife with a 4-inch blade like the Swordfish. This spike, this is the one to get. Couple minor things that I don't like. The first one being these handle scales. They are a GRN, so what is that? Glass reinforced nylon, plastic, and it does feel pretty plasticky. And the jimping is the only other issue, and it's the same problem as with the Scimitar. Yeah, it's just not effective jimping at all. It pretty much does nothing. Number 4 is going to be the Bobcat. This is a newer release from Bestech. Couple things I like here. It's a little bit smaller than what we're normally used to from them, but in a good way. It has a really good, look at that blade, just a good looking 3.2 inch blade. I love that shape. The handle is a little bit on the thick side at 0.59 inches, but I like it because it just gives some great like ergos. I mean, it feels like it was made for my hand. And the 3.16 millimeter blade stock is also, that's a little bit thinner than normal from Bestech, but man, does this thing slice. I'll put a link up in the corner there so you can see my review, and just you'll be able to see for yourself how well that this thing cuts. A couple things I don't like. The first one being, well, the G10 scales, although they look, man, yeah, they look really cool, but they're kind of a little bit on the slick side. And this knife, it's slightly heavy for its size. I mean, you know, 3.2 inch blade, you're looking at about like 4.1 ounces or like 116 grams. I don't think it's too heavy, you know, for knives in general, but for the knife of this size, yeah. Now, the pocket clip, even though it is a nice, really nice deep carry, it's going to be just the one position, but you know what, I guess us lefties probably should be used to that by now. Number 3, now this is an oldie but goodie. This is the Warwolf. Now, another one of you, a subscriber of mine, Steve Kluver, he's very active in the knife community. He kind of showed me the light with the Warwolf because I didn't always like it as much as I do now. We talked about it and he made some like really valid points. Plus, I mean, this has one of the coolest knife names ever. Warwolf. I love that. Ooh, that'd be a good one for you guys to comment on. What are some of the coolest knife names that you know of? Oh, that'll be fun. Put that down in the comment section. And I don't even really care for like the harpoon blade shape, but everything else is just so well done on this knife. What I don't like is going to be, well, the handle. Yeah, this handle, even though it is very comfortable, it's pretty thick at about 0.61 inches. But yeah, man, does that feel good in the hand. And lastly, it's going to be regarding this flipper tab. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, rounded, you can see, and it really is in need of some jimping there. Number 2 is going to be this is the Lion. And this knife, okay, it was so close to being my number 1 because I love the drop point blade. The action is really good, but I decided not to have this at number 1 because I went ahead and I did well, I modified it, you know, to get the knife to where I like it. What did I do? Well, I took off this steel backspacer right here on this green one, and that not only did it lighten it from 4.8 ounces to 4.4 ounces, but it made it way more comfortable in the hand because with that on there, yeah, it's got that ridiculous, I mean, I know what it's for, but it just kind of, you know, it sticks in, it like kind of digs in the palm of my hand. And so that's why I had to get that off. Just some minor issues that I have with the Lion, and the first one just being that the handle scales, these G10 scales, yeah, they're a little bit, well, they're slick. And the jimping, again, which I'm noticing is a very common theme with these Bestechs, is that, yeah, this jimping, same kind of deal. It's just, it's really useless. Okay, I hope you're ready to see my #1 favorite budget Bestech. It's gonna be the Texel. What do I like? Well, just about friggin' everything. I mean, you know, the blade, the handle, the action, I mean, the overall length, which is also very similar to the Bobcat, another knife that's great for everyday carry. This, the sheep's foot blade, it's riding on ceramic ball bearing pivot. The weight is only, you're looking at about 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. And what I don't like, the first is going to be the clip. It's not deep carry, and yeah, no lefty love. The sharpening choil, it's kind of big. Yeah, it's too big. It's kind of in between, you know, it's too big for a sharpening choil, but too small for a finger. And all that's doing, it's just taking away like usable sharpened edge. All right, well, I showed you mine. Now it's your turn. Let's see yours. What are your top 10 favorite budget Bestechs? And you know what, now that I think about it, they don't have to be budget, just any Bestechs that you have. And if you don't have 10, just put as many as you possibly can, but put them down in the comment section. They're always fun to look at. Hey, and don't forget now, if you see anything that you liked in this video, there will be links down in the description below to buy. And before we go, do me a favor. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you got like any value from it, just let me know by leaving me one of these. And don't forget to click on subscribe. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Hey, you guys, take care. I'll see you later.